Okay. So... meet her near the old fish market at 2200 to get your service weapon back. Alright. Would you like to know if you can get to the island right now? No, it's fine. This is my story, and in my story, I didn't figure out the island. Alright, so I need some time to pass until 2200. After I get over here. Alright, so I need some time to pass. We've got one level up point. Someone said that I can get time to pass by just interacting with things.
It's just a racist mug. But it will not happen. The mug.
Nope, that doesn't help.
The note is written. Someone has. You'll find the filament memory. You'll find the filament memory with the offside copy in the
Sulislav. Wasn't he one of Miss Lukanen killed? Really? Oh, I'm sure that check.
That doesn't move time. Why did someone say that that makes time pass?
A police badge on the man keeps but the good choice. 8. What do you think? It looks better. Don't be the badge in your head.
The books? The books. The second thing in your inventory. La Fume.
The face of King Freecell smiles at you. For some reason, comrade. But only 4 issues in. So please, if you value our radical...
What do you expect?
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Move.
Unsurprising, you skim. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, the Eternal. Thus, the is. You flip back to the front of the magazine.
I think it did that time.
The table of unsurprising. You skim the. Finally, there's a brief. The Eternal. Thus, the is. You flip back to the front of. Unsurprisingly, you skim. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer.
Alright, chat, we're trying to get this to reach 2200, and this is the only way I know how to advance time because I can't use the bench of time skipping while Kim is with me.
The Eternal. Thus, the is. You flip back to the front. Unsurprised. You skim the. Finally, there's the Eternal. Thus, is. You flip back.
I am so sorry that we are all subject to this.
Finally, there's a brief article. The
might be the dumbest system
you flip
in the game.
back to the unsurprised. You skim the. Finally, there's a brief. Thus is. You flip back to unsurprised. You skim the head. Finally, there's the eternal problem.
Alright, we're at 20.
Is. You flip back to unsurprised. You skim the. Finally, there's
it's
the eternal problem. Thus is. You flip back to the unsurprised. You skim. Finally, there's the thus they is.
2040.
You flip back. Unsurprisingly. You skim. Finally, the eternal. Thus they is. You flip back to the front. Unsurprised. You skim. Finally, this the eternal. Thus the is. You flip back to the front.
2100.
Unsurprising. You skim. Finally, this the thus is. You flip back. Unsurprised. You skim the. Finally, there's a brief. The eternal. Thus is. You flip back to the front. Unsurprised. You skim. Finally, there's the eternal. Thus they is. You flip back to unsurprised. You skim. Finally, there's a brief. The eternal. Thus
2200.
Is that you flip back to.
Oh my god. Save game. All right. Meet her near the old fish market at 2200. That's the fish market, right? Hey, Muck, who threw a hurricane at me? What's up? Manson says, who threw a hurricane at me? I think it's passed me by at this point. It has been pouring rain the last 2 days, so I think it's passed me by. in the right spot. I wonder if I need to, like, go into a building and come back out to get this person to show up. Funny enough, time does not move when teleporting to the other end of town. Okay, there we go. What in the heck is that?
Put your hands where I can see them.
She's cranking sirens on her back. The aging woman, under a mountain of police paraphernalia, mumbles to herself, then notices you and reaches for the megaphone.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now! Show me your hands! Right now!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Easy, ma'am. Take it easy.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. Officer, under duress! Officer, under duress! I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Suspect is armed and dangerous.
I'm not moving.
Suspect is on the loose. Suspect at large. Officer, administer street justice at our own peril. That one extra lick with a baton or extra knee strike above was what was actually required. Suspect is under control. Suspect is under control.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
Please identify yourself, ma'am.
It's the goddamn police shitbag. Hug the pavement. You're under arrest.
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs? She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer, a lower-ranking police officer.
Officer Pigs, this is W. Freighter Harrier Du Bois requesting your sidearm for inspection. Here's my badge.
What?
She lowers the megaphone and stares at the gun in her hand. Patrol officer, you are in gross violation of the RCM Code of Conduct.
Sir?
The three-barreled pepper box wavers in her hand. Patrol officer, I have to sign you up for a disciplinary hearing. Slowly shake your head.
Easy. Press her too hard and shit.
With a swift, poorly coordinated move, the woman slams the megaphone against her lips and teeth. A trickle of blood runs down her chin. She doesn't notice it.
Officer compromise, unlawful impersonation, pigs en route, engage your will.
Okay, she's actually more agitated now. My bad.
We can solve this peacefully. Please lower the weapon.
Officer in need of assistance! Suspect at large! Get on the ground!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Let's just talk, alright?
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot! Big red key! Big red key!
Big red key? That's code for the battering ram. Cop talk. You know this.
Are you on drugs?
Confiscated contraband. Restricted access. 2 kilos missing. Eyewitness report compromised.
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
Okay, she needs more drugs, okay. You're not the police, we're the police.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed!
Lieutenant W. Freighter Harrier Du Bois, 41st Precinct. This is my partner, Lieutenant Kitsuragi from the 57th.
No. I thought Mr. Moran... Gareth! Aggravated assault! Man down! Officers in pursuit!
What's the situation, officer?
The lieutenant hesitates, addressing the woman.
Law enforcement, come
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers?
We really are cops. Look, my badge. Take out your badge and show it to her.
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector! Azimuth!
It's not a code, just disjointed words.
Hand-eye coordination. Let's deal with this later.
We can't leave. A delirious civilian is pointing a firearm at us. Your firearm. You need to solve this.
I wanted to put on hand-eye coordination. Grab the gun!
Alright, here's how we do it. As soon as that gun isn't pointed at you again, you dash right. Then immediately close the distance. Left hand grabs the barrel, right one breaks the wrist. Fingers locked behind her head. Knee to the face. Knee to the face. Crush the rib cage. Sidestep and drop her with a hammer kick. A drop of sweat runs down your
What about
nose,
discombobulate?
and in it you see the Martinez Inlet, wrapped in the night. In the abandoned fish market, 3 figures standing in a spectacular light show. A large, loud woman is pointing an empty firearm at the other 2. She doesn't want to listen, or even to be heard.
Ma'am, the weapon you are holding is mine, and I know it has no bullets.
What?
The woman looks at the weapon in disbelief. Her eyes suddenly reddish with tears. She looks straight down the barrel and squeezes the trigger. Wait!
This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What is this?
That's how you test it?
Police guns have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
The gun lands on the wooden planks and tears run down her scratched cheeks. Good thing it wasn't loaded. I mean, either way, the problem would have been solved.
She looks devastated. Grab the gun, right now. This might be your only chance.
Pick up your gun.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Don't worry. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
I'm very sorry this is how life turned out for you. Gently touch her shoulder.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
What do you think is happening to her?
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
Why would she like it in the first place?
Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8. And loneliness.
Nod. Neurodegenerative disease?
Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her?
Should we just arrest her?
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
Yeah, Titus sounds like the man for the job.
Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, cause it's late and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
She mutters. It seems like a reflex, a half-remembered sentence.
Reflex to what? Being left alone. She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more.
Quick save.
The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them.
Look at this option. Confiscate the narcotics. Wink. Pick up the RCM cap.
She doesn't even flinch, as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain
Is that
of
my cap?
RCM paraphernalia.
Oh, is that yours?
It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours.
I think so.
The lieutenant nods.
Shake her shoulder.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch.
Alright, leave her be. Let's see. +1 authority.
You will respect my authority.
Alright, let's go see if we can reach Titus before he goes home. Quick save just in case.
The Copper NATO is back. What do you want?
There's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep, her.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kurong or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everett's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig?
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
Nope, she didn't have anything in mind.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
Titus chugs his beer down and wipes his mouth.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
What's her name? Her real name?
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Someone redeemed pet chip. So I'm gonna do that now.
Marianne, amigo.
Marianne Amigo LaPlante.
Fuck you, pig. What the fuck you are playing at, huh?
Easy, Al. Don't let him get to you. Have one for Auntie LaPlante, huh?
Don't disrespect Miss LaPlante, Copper. She's good people. We all get a little crazy sometimes.
Who was she?
Was, like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
Us kids? That must have been ages ago. She was better then. The children kept her together.
How did she get like this?
Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
Someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends? Ever think of that?
No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizonte.
Yeah, cop. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say. Pigs level weird. But whatever gets you through the day.
Where'd she get all the cop gear?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges. You think these would net us something at the annual auction? A balding detective drags a comb futilely across his head. Shit, who'd want those? Just dump them into the river.
Thanks for helping me out with this one, Titus.
No problemo, cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Bye. Okay. Can we... Now that I got my gun... Now, I don't have any bullets for my gun. But I can pretend like I have my gun. I can wave it threateningly at people. Alright. Time for the coup de grace. Let's head over here and see what happens. Oh wait, flashlight. Can I have flashlight and gun equipped? Yes, I can.
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
I think my hand recognizes it.
It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago. Sheathe your sidearm, officer. A serious law official, cop by the book, should know to only unholster their service weapon when using it is unavoidable.
Quick save. A concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. It feels strange.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before.
Ruby.
Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you, not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways.
Cover your ears.
No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Are you gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
Fat Angus said you had a pale emitter.
That boy's really gotta learn to keep his trap shut. And it's not a bloody pale emitter. It doesn't emit pale.
You should probably check on Kim. That's what good partners do.
Look back at Kim.
Right behind you, officer.
Eyes closed, the lieutenant is doubled over. He's still alive and breathing. I mean, he's got the loaded gun. He could fire his. Mine doesn't have bullets.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale. literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the Pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for Pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
This must be how the twins heard the radio in their heads. They must have been standing by when she tested it. She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
How'd you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods toward her torture device.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
That's illegal!
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
What is this goddamn Pale anyway?
The Pale? It's the end of the world.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not the cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Turn this.
The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows, the pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
Pain threshold 3, destroy the machine. Did you shoot Lely?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
You're right, Classy was first to share her suspicions.
Oh, I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your first guess wasn't entirely off.
Titus and his boys, man. He told us you were on the coast.
Even now, Kim is a paragon of professionalism. He is trying to make a clean cut of telling her she was betrayed.
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like,